Calling all farmers, agribusinesses, and innovators, this is your chance to shine. Channel 1 TV invites you to exhibit at Agri Fair 2025, one of Ghana's largest agriculture exhibitions. From Friday 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June, the A4 Sutherland Children's Park in Accra will come alive with the very best from Ghana's agribusiness sector. Are you a farmer with fresh produce of any kind? Be it crops, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture, or you're a supplier of agro inputs and processing machinery? This is your platform to connect with the world. Agri Fair 2025 is more than an exhibition. Showcase your fresh produce, share your expertise and experience, and grow your business. So, to all farmers with fresh produce, livestock or poultry, fisheries or aquaculture products, come, sell, network, and expand your business. Agri Fair 2025, where culture meets innovation. Register now to secure your spot. Call us on 0205 973 973. Come one, come all. Enjoy the freshest farm produce at unbeatable prices. And treat yourself to sisal kebabs made from beef, mutton, pork, chicken, and more. Great taste, great value. Don't miss out. The Agri Fair 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Cedi FM and is proudly sponsored by Exim Bank, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, and Development Bank Ghana. On Footprints this Friday, veteran actor and playwright David Dontoh tells us his story about his educational journey, his love for theater arts, and playwriting.
The name Dontoh itself is a corrupted form of Odowonto. The whites could not pronounce the Odowonto, so they decided to shorten it to Dontoh.
Wow.
And that is how I got stuck. About 10-15 minutes, nothing was happening. Then, all of a sudden, someone opened the door. And then you popped the head out, and that was Kwame Nkrumah. Because I had seen him earlier in Cape Coast, when he came there with the Duchess of Kent, you know. So as soon as I saw him, I said, that must be Kwame Nkrumah. Then he walked straight towards me. And, you know, playfully said, hey, I will hear Badoa. He was speaking fancy.
Yeah.
So we hear Papa. Who is your father? I mentioned the name. And oh, Master Dontoh never you. Say school is your data. So we started
With
Keteke. And the very first 2 episodes, I was Ghana Man. Okay, the title was Ghana Man because the story was about the typical Ghanaian worker whose salary will never take him home.
Yeah.
So he has to do sundown to survive. And my mother was selling kinky at the railway station. So station master, who was then the station master of the railway station,
Yeah.
I'll go to him and ask him if he could help me out. I say, okay. Come on, I'm not to the corner. Oh, it's a Kokana, yeah, Bisobia, there, hear my mother.
Oh, okay.
Then the name my mother got stuck on her.
Footprints airs every Friday at 7 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV.
Welcome to The Point of View. This is your favorite current affairs show here on Channel 1 Television. Here on The Point of View, we pick the right topics, we get the right guests, and we ask them relevant questions on issues that matter to you. We're continuing with our conversation on the Ghana Cedi. It's been performing very, very well in the past month and a half. Indeed, the Cedi is the world's best performing currency if you compare what the exchange rate to the major trade currencies are today compared to a month ago. In fact, if you do a year-to-date comparison as well, the Cedi is doing much, much better than most of its peers. But the million-dollar question is, when will prices of goods and services come down to show or reflect the appreciation of the Cedi? It's a big question. I have 3 guests to try and get into that tonight. We are live, so you can send us your questions and comments. And if you're a seller, tell us why your prices are where they are. All of this and more when we come back.
Where to get polytank?
Oh, and you're fine.
Go straight.
No, I want to left, right.
That's right. Ghana na ye wono. So when you do more, and ye data. Oh no! I beg, na here. Me pe polytank at all. And you just come in here by you to be a bit never you. Oh, food to be here. I say, enjoy your cra.
Akuya bulambo kotoman. Emua.
Like they take took my eyes. Oh, go to the distributor and you give the original polytank. Polytank. You hear the sound?
Polytank, Papa Nankasa Nkasa.
Remember who we are seeing now. At risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her 20 ebitiminya prostate cancer. 5 bitimi afamu nadia ubefamu.
Actually, this is not my fault.
And to wada entina midi meniche Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear wo system ni. Ye nro ne so de e natural. Into we koso afa ma ye.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
Do you want a healthy smile?
Ready for a smile makeover? Hi, I'm Tanya from Bethel Dental Clinic, Ghana. Cosmetic dentistry services can enhance your smile's beauty and boost your confidence with a more attractive and radiant look. Whether you're interested in teeth whitening, veneers, or a complete smile transformation, an experienced dental team can help you achieve the smile of your dreams. The process begins with a consultation where we assess your oral health, discuss your specific concerns and goals to create a tailored treatment plan. While smile makeovers primarily focus on improving the appearance of the smile, they can also offer functional benefits such as better bite alignment, improved chewing ability, and enhanced overall health.
Healthy smile.
Welcome back. So tonight I've invited 3 people to help me understand what is happening with prices. Now, before I talk to them, I need to show you where we are. So the Ghana Cedi has been outperforming all its major comparative currencies quite significantly. Now, if you did a year-to-date look at the Ghana Cedi's performance, if you go and put that chart up, you will notice that the Ghana Cedi has actually appreciated against the US dollar by close to 15% if you compare where the currency is today to what it was a year ago. And that's pretty impressive, particularly because some of the stronger countries in Africa haven't done that well. So, for example, please put up the Ghana Cedi versus dollar chart and let me just explain a few things. The other currencies that have done relatively well against the US dollar, like the South African rand, not this one, the South African rand and the Egyptian pound, haven't appreciated as much as the Ghana Cedi has, all right? So this is South African rand. It has, so basically this is the US dollar against other currencies, right? Year to date, this is the US dollar's performance. So you can say on the contrary that the South African rand has increased by 2.92% against the US dollar in the last 1 year. Okay, so look at the figure next to the 18. So South African rand has appreciated against the US dollar by close to 3%. Now show me the Egyptian pound. The Egyptian pound has appreciated year to date below 1%, 0.79 against the US dollar. And Egypt and South Africa are two of Africa's biggest economy. Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria. Now show me Ghana, this same chart for Ghana. And you'll notice that we've done pretty well because our figure is around 14.5%. I don't know if you don't have it, but it's about 14.5% appreciation for the Ghana Cedi. Okay, then show me the BOG figures then. If you don't have that, just show me the BOG figures. Where if you look at, for example, a month ago, right? For 15th April, a month ago, if you wanted the US dollar, you would need 15.5 Ghana cedis to get it. Now, the British pound, you needed 20.4 cedis to get a British pound. And you needed 17.6 cedis to get the euro. So take note of 15, 20, 17. Now, first week in May, what was this like? It comes down to, so 2nd May, 15 is now 14, 20 is now 18, 17 is now 16. So this is 2 weeks after the figure I showed you. So 15 is now 14, 20 is now 18, and then 17 is 16. Now show me today. 14 is now 12. 18 is now 16. 16 is now 14. All right? So clearly something is going on. In fact, the Cedi has appreciated against the dollar by 16%. 16% in the past 1 month. Now, some African countries' currencies are actually depreciating. So the figure I showed you for Egypt and South Africa, where the Cedi, where those currencies are appreciating, if you took, for example, the Kenyan shilling, same period, the Kenyan shilling has depreciated against the US dollar by 0.84%. So the US dollar is actually strengthening against the Kenyan shilling, right? Strengthening against the Kenyan shilling. Show me the Ugandan shilling as well. The Ugandan shilling, again, it has depreciated against, year to date is what I'm looking at, all right? 0.6. Now, the Tanzanian currency has actually depreciated 10% year to date. Tanzania, 10%. I don't have that here. If you have the Ghana chart, show it to me. Because that is actually the story for the day. That this is not just a Donald Trump issue. It's not just about tariffs. Because Ghana is obviously doing something. And we've explained this. I think on Monday, Theo Champong and Ajay Boateng explained that there were stuff the Bank of Ghana was doing, which includes the gold for reserve program, and then the selling of some of those gold reserves, the macro stability, and all of those things have contributed to this. So clearly, the Ghana government is doing something right. Now, the question we sought to answer on Monday was how long this would last. We are not sure yet. But it's quite clear that this has gone on for at least a month. Now, the figure I have today for the dollar is 12.6. This is the interbank rate, the average interbank rate used by commercial banks. The pound is 16.7. In fact, my panelist on Monday said to me that we have appreciated against the euro even better than against the dollar. So we are doing so well against these major trade currencies, and it's been over a month. Now, one of the questions I have for the panel is, how long do they want to see this to convince them that this is actually something real? Is this a blip or this is real? So we'll deal with that question. Then we'll come to what prices are doing. So maybe let me introduce my guests and then we'll jump into the matters. I have in studio the chairman of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana in the person of John Aouni. John, thanks for joining us. Good evening.
Welcome. Good evening.
It's good to see you. We also have the president of the GUTA, which is the Ghana Union Traders Association, the indefatigable Dr. Joseph Obeng. Doc, good evening. Thanks for joining the program. He's there. I'm sure he's on. And I also have, of course, my good friend, my old friend, who is a banking consultant, and you can also call him an economist, Dr. Richmond Etuahine. Dr. Etuahine, good evening.
Good evening, Bernard.
How are you?
By the grace, I'm doing exceptionally well.
Let me start with you by asking you to comment on what I just showed, that the major African currencies are not doing as well against the dollar as we are. So I think clearly we all know that this is beyond Donald Trump and tariff issues and lack of confidence in the dollar. clearly the Ghana government is doing something different, which is making our currency the best performing possibly in the world, correct?
Well, thank you very much. When people say that it is not Donald Trump, ever since Donald Trump came to power, gold has risen from 3,000 to 3,000 before it dropped yesterday to 3,500. And as you revamp your gold export and then the price shoot up, definitely you're going to see improvement. That is where people who say that it's not Donald Trump, but the Trump coming to power has had him, because a lot of people have left the dollar and were saving in gold. And that is the philosophy. Anytime dollar strengthens, gold go down. Anytime gold goes up, dollar goes down. So people were saving in gold. And because of that, the prices went up. In addition, we have revamped our gold. Last year, we exported, the gross export was 11.6 billion gold. I'm being told, reliably told, that 2025 is going to hit 14.7 billion. If you calculated last year $2,340 per ounce, and you do the same calculation by today, $3,240 per ounce, you could see that countries like South Africa, that's when you did your analysis, the correlation between us is that they also produce enough gold, and Ghana do likewise. So at least the gold reserve increase in our gold export, in addition to the prices, has a bigger influence. And it is all because when Trump came in, the things he was doing, either he thought the whole world belongs to America, forgetting that the Chinese are becoming, or the BRIC, the BRIC, is becoming a very powerful institution. But that if you don't take care, by the time you realize, people will not be trading in dollar again. And that is the reason why today he flew to Saudi Arabia. And from there, he's gone to UAE. Because if he doesn't get the oil companies to support by having all their things in dollar and they move in gold, he's going to be in trouble. So it is not as simple as people say that it's not Trump taxes and not.
All right, but Doc, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying that even if the gold prices are appreciating, Ghana and South Africa are two of the world's largest gold exporters. I just showed you that our currency has appreciated close to 15% against the dollar. South Africa's currency appreciated just 3%. So let's put Trump aside. My point is that there are obviously local reasons why our currency is strengthening.
The locals are there. Let me tell you, the currency is not strengthened because it is only gold. Let me tell you on record, remittances has been revamped in this country. People talk and they forgot it. Remittances this year, I'm telling you that we'll be hitting close to 5 billion. And don't forget, last year, according to the governor who left, we almost did about 6-point-something billion. If all these remittances are coming in and the gold is bumping up, and don't forget cocoa, it will shock you to know that a year ago, cocoa was being sold at 4,825 per metric ton. Today, go to the spot market. We're talking about 8,000. And the research that somebody has done, I pick it from Bloomberg. Ghana, with all our problems, up to April, we have done about close to $150,000 tons of cocoa. And if you multiply the 8,000 by 100, all these things are the factors that are making, in addition to the fiscal discipline, the tightened monetary policy, and what have you.
Fair enough.
So you can't lay your hands on just the gold. Let us get it that remittances, you can check on records.
All right.
You can check on record. Remittances is giving a lot of bumps to the city.
I'll come to remittances later because Mr. Trump is proposing a tariff on remittance transfers, and I'm sure that will concern you. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me take the opening comment of my other guests, and then I'll come to you. Let me start with Mr. Wuni in studio. What do you make of what we've just seen, what we've seen in the past year and a half? Because you have been talking to me about prices and stuff like this. How surprised have you been? I mean, look at what we have here, right? Cedi against the dollar, 14.5% appreciating. From late April, boom, dollar against Cedi. So basically, it's been straight until something happened. We don't know how long this is going to go. What are your thoughts?
Thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers. I think that from an economic point of view, that's very impressive. The government appears to be doing something right, much more than what we all think globally because of global geopolitics. Trump's actions and inactions are affecting, making the US dollar weaker. But if you look at that aspect that yes, Trump's actions are making US dollar weaker against other major currencies and all that globally, you find out that other currencies, it's not only the Ghanaian cedi that should have advantage, that should have benefited.
Yeah.
And then so you find out, like you've shown, rightly shown in the graphs, the South African, the Kenyan, and then Uganda, and then all that. All those currencies have appreciated.
The Zambian kwacha has appreciated 4%.
Exactly.
Ghana
So
is 15.
Ghana has appreciated 15. In November, the exchange rate, I think, to the bureau rate was like 17.2 cedis.
17 in November?
In November, I bought dollars from the bureau at
17.2
cedis to $1
in November.
In November, and so if you take from November to date, it came down to 16.4, 16 down, 15, and today look at where we are. Interbank rates talking about 12 point something, and even though the black market rate, businesses.
What's the black market rate?
The black market rate today is 13.75. Yesterday was 13.85. I don't deal.
So the black market is. So 13.8 is now 13.7.
7. And,
but then the interbank is 12.6.
Exactly. And
so there's still a problem to resolve there.
And yet in the black, the only gap is that difference is that you find out that in the bank of the BOG rates, the CD continues to gain strength against the dollar.
But it's normal for the black market to be higher than the interbank.
No, not fine. But the black market, there's a trend beginning to show in the black market, which is a bit worrying.
What's that trend?
From Friday, the trend is that it's rising.
In the black market?
In the black market. It's beginning to rise from last week.
Really? Because on the interbank, it's still falling?
It's exactly. So that makes people a little jittery. So,
by the way, is the black market bigger than the interbank market in terms of volume of transactions?
Well,
or we can't know because it's black?
It's black, but from where I sit, I would say that a huge portion of the businesses deal with black market.
Really?
When you sometimes go to the listen, okay, say really, the former administration. They said they came out, they went and had a meeting at PDUIS, and they came and said that they were not going to grant dollars to importers to import certain commodities and that. So they are not banning, but wherever you find your dollar in import, that's the reason. But we didn't have subsidies in the market. Question is, where did they find the goods into the country?
So you believe there's a lot more dollars outside the banking system than in the banking system?
If you go to the bank today and you are asking for $50,000, or $100,000, they'll tell you that, well, we don't have. But this afternoon, I was having a discussion with one business lady. And the lady said, oh, Mr. Awuni, I went to the bank and I was looking for $5,000 or so if they couldn't give me, but they rather preferred to call a black market person to come and give me the dollars. And I've had occasions where you will ask for even $1 million.
So the bank called an Alaji?
Alaji. And an Alaji within an hour has produced $1 million. And the bank,
are you serious?
I am, well, you know me. I'm too
fast. A bank called an Alaji?
Alaji. And the Alaji produces $1 million. And the bank cannot give you $10,000.
So you are saying that the difference between the interbank and the black market is normal.
But
the fact that the black market, the dollar is strengthening is a problem.
That has been a bit of a worry for now. I said, what is happening? Other than that, it has been all joy that, yes, the trend shows a good performance of the cedi against the dollar. But what is happening right now, but that shouldn't even be too much of a worry. But it can't discount what is happening.
Let me take Mr. Obin's initial thought. Dr. Obin, thanks for joining us. A few things. The cedi has done very well, at least a month and a few days. Although we are told that the black market, the dollar is a bit more expensive than on the interbank market. I guess that's normal. But the fact that the cedi is strengthening is the big news, correct?
Yeah. is a huge news. For us, if the cedi is losing its value, all that it means is that we are losing our capital. If there's appreciation, the cedi is appreciating, then of course we are also adding up to our capital. So this thing is very good, and the trend have been very positive. Don't forget that we're able to stabilize around 15 to 15.5 for a reasonable time, and then we started descending. So it means that we are on the a threshold to stabilize the local currency, for which I'm very excited about.
Do we have more import? Do we have?
When it comes to,
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, it's frozen. Forgive me. I was going to ask you if overall economic actors benefit in Ghana or get hurt when this kind of thing happens, because I've heard exporters say that they are suffering. In fact, an exporter spoke to me today and said he was really worried about what was going on. So I wanted to ask if when you put all of us together, or being the importer and maybe somebody else the exporter, overall, is this better for the economy or it's worse? The fact that the city is gaining strength.
Bernard, by all standards, this is a great thing. This is a great thing for the country. And for me, it's not only the appreciation that is even more critical. The more critical thing is that it should be stable. One of the greatest things that this government or any government can do is to allow its currency remain stable at a particular figure. Plus or minus, just a bit of fluctuation here and there, but it should be very stable. And that allows business predictability. That allows price stability. And that allows good planning. But in a situation where you don't have good, for now, even whatever is happening, it still gives a lot of room for speculation. Because you don't know, is it going to go down to 10? Is it going to go down to 12? At what point will it stabilize and whatever? So it gives room for, and that is the reason why you are having prices not going down a lot in the market, currently in the market, because still people are panicking. At what level? Is it going to stabilize? Or is it will it go down to 7? Let me hold my goods and then see. So there's a bit of
so the appreciation is also instability because it's too rapid. It's
too rapid. And you even, look, when you go to other previous videos where the cedi was appreciating against the currency in the former regime, you had this people of this current, government who said that we have seen it before. It will depreciate again.
Really?
I know you can see there are videos like that. I am not a politician, but I am just these are things that happen. So because of this history of the currency being unstable.
Fair enough. Let me take Mr. Obin before. Mr. Obin, I was asking whether what is happening overall is better for the economy, because some exporters were complaining to me earlier today. When we put everything together, is it better for us? What's going on?
Yeah. So those economists and the exporters, they are going back to it again. I wonder why they don't seem to recognize that if we have a strong currency, it helps their own business. Some economists are going to confuse the government. The cedi has become so strong, and that exporters are not benefiting from it, and that you are not gaining from your exports and all that. And that, when happened, previous governments have gone back and devalued the currency. Most of the depreciation that we're experiencing, most of them were deliberate, so that the cedi will depreciate, so that the so-called benefit for the export. But that's not the case. We are in a global world. You have to it means that your operations and your cost of production have become very less for you. It means that you have become competitive. If the dollar is still high, it adds up to your production cost, and that you are not competitive in the external market, because we are in the global market, and competitiveness of our product is very essential. So that theory has not helped us, and then it is retrogressive, because we have to take advantage of these gains that we are having.
All right.
Because this, when the cedi becomes strong, it's going to pull down the inflation, and it's also going to pull down interest rates. Which business person will not like such a scenario? And then the enabling environment is created for all of us.
Okay.
Then we say that we should let the cedi depreciate so that it will benefit exports. I don't understand. We are talking about enhancing on production of local poultry. The poultry, all of them, the chicken is imported. And so if you import the chicken before you breed them, even the feed you import, most of them. And then if the prices come down as a result of the cedi increasing its value, then you say that it's not good for you. What kind of economics are these people preaching? Because if the prices come down, then it becomes competitive. The prices that they bought this ticket to come and breed, the fees and all that have become cheaper, and there's no need to even import and patronize what is being done here. Then they say that it's not good.
Let me take Dr. Tuahini on this before we deal with the price matter. Dr. Tuahini, overall, is what is happening good for the economy, or we should be more nuanced?
Well, we're talking about stable currency, low inflation, and low fiscal deficit. And these are the three cardinal microeconomic issues in the country. So if you can get stable currency, it means you invariably looking at inflation coming down. And by inflation also coming down, as Dr. Obin said, interest rate will drop to a reasonable level. Businesses can access it. So for me, the currency appreciation, if it happened to be a long term, it is one of the best things that could have happened to us for a very long time. Because we have been in this situation for a very long time, down and up. But if we can continue and sustain it for the stability of the city, anybody, whether you're an economist, whether you're a finance, whether you're a businessman, there are three cardinal things in microeconomic: lower inflation, stable exchange rate, and then lower fiscal deficit. If you get all these three components in, then your currency will be as good as anything. And that is good for businesses, that is good for planning, that is your import planning and all those things. It is good for the businesses.
All right.
So for me,
it's good.
These microeconomics issues, if we keep on going, if all things being equal, ceteris paribus, then I think it will be fantastic for businesses.
When I come back, we will deal with two things. At least two of my guests met with the Minister for Trade today to look at the price issue. They'll tell me what happened in that meeting. In fact, one of them actually met the finance minister as well in this week. Then the million-dollar question is, when will prices begin to reflect this very good news we are seeing? The dollar is much cheaper. The claim that raw materials are expensive and therefore inflation has to be high and all those things, that excuse is no longer tenable. Why are prices not coming down? We'll deal with that when we come back. Stay with us.
In a wide position, so what's next? Ronaldo?
Could be! There's still danger here!
Goal! Goal! In 1924, my grandpa was a champion. 2024, Meso is a champion.
Hey, digital champion. It's about the
Digital champion, who can't TV shop online? Let me help you get what you need from Enterprise now. It's this simple. I just log into my Enterprise account using the Enterprise Self-Service portal. Then I just click on this button for their new Advantage Point loyalty scheme. Then boom, the fun begins. Yes, once I start making purchases under any subsidiary, I can now earn a lot of points and redeem it as airtime, momo, and more. Customers only. Even on your birthday,
You earn points.
yes. Even when you like and share on the portal,
You earn points.
yes.
Purchase an enterprise policy today to enjoy this exclusive offer and start earning rewards. Because nothing you do should be pointless.
Oh, then redeem more of your points and send to me.
Hey, Mr. Digital Champion.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Excellent. Be that business owner that stands out and is very productive.
You're so confident. How do you do it?
It starts with Built. Where does your confidence come from? Paperwork made simple. Built takes all the hassle away. Yeah, don't be like her. Built is your all-in-one simplified finance platform. It's your home for invoices, payments, your payroll, and so much more.
Oh, wow.
Grow your business today. Sign up now at built.africa. Download the Built app now.
Hi, my name is Ochiame Kwame. I live at the plush Leisure Den Symphonic, a real estate property developed by Waymead Properties, the very developers of Vista Del Mare and the beautiful Alphabet City. So come with me to site. Let me introduce you to your new home, a gated community with 24-hour security in the heart of Sakomono. Behind me is going to be Willow Lane, where elegance will meet tranquility. You are going to be greeted with a 4-bedroom ensuite home with an elevator, swimming pool, children's playground, constant electricity, and many more. But wait, it gets even more interesting for early birds like you. You get a whopping $50,000 discount. Yes, I said $50,000 if you purchase between now and the end of this month. So call us now or visit us. Willow Lane, where elegance meets tranquility.
Welcome back. So tonight we are discussing why prices of goods in Ghana are not falling in line with the stronger Cedi. My guests are Dr. Richmond Etuahene, who's a banking consultant and an economist. We also have Dr. Joseph Obeng, who is the president of the GUTA, and I have chairman of FABAC, John Awuni. Now, let's get to the second issue of prices. But I want to take you to Kumasi and bring you to Accra. Doris Lonta filed a report. She went to the market to ask them, why aren't you lowering your prices? Because when you raise your prices, you say, dollar na ni boy ding. She said, na dollar na iPhone. Why na 1% lower my price? This is what they told her when she went to the market.
In recent weeks, the Ghana cedi has appreciated significantly against the US dollar, bringing some optimism to the business community. The exchange rate currently hovers around 13 Ghana cedis to $1. In response, GUTA has called on traders to reduce prices in line with the strengthening cedi to ease the burden on consumers. Traders in the Ashanti region say they are ready to adjust, with some already reducing prices of selected items. However, others are holding off on price cuts, especially for goods bought on credit or at a higher exchange rate.
Most of the goods that we have now was bought at higher price, and there's nothing that we can do about it. But yes, still, as they call for it, most of the price has come down. Me, as at last 2 weeks, I bought oil from some supplier. It was around 720, but as of today, I'm talking to you, it has come down to 680. So when we came this morning, I asked them to bring the price to 680.
Distributors themselves have not yet reduced the prices, so we are yet to receive the new stocks. So when we see the new stocks and the price has been reduced, we also do that.
Now, go for no my no man. We all man tiasia. One waiting beside second or stock. No amount discounts.
Despite the challenges, traders remain hopeful that the Cedi's appreciation will continue, providing a more stable and profitable trading environment in the months to come.
I still anticipate it will come down. Because if it comes down, goods will come down. The price of goods will come down.
450 a day to me about 400. 960 a day plan number 800. Sister, and society aba.
Traders in the Ashanti region have expressed excitement about the appreciation of the cedi and willing to adjust the prices of goods to reflect the current trend. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Doris Lonta, Ashanti region.
In recent weeks, the cedi has shown marked resilience, reversing months of depreciation, a development that has reignited public expectations for downward price adjustments, especially for imported goods. As of Monday, some forex bureaus were selling the US dollar at 13 cedis 50 pesos. However, many traders argued that existing stock was purchased at higher exchange rates, making immediate price reductions unsustainable.
I disagree with you. Niente, I disagree with you. No say. So obi ako last, in fact, December. Say be able to take 1 month and 2 months. Sometimes, on a company, it is a ship. Only man ain't even. No be konoto $16. Na say $80 wa. Ultimate ne man so. Say dollar na aba for no. E betimi ama nneema mu ayemre a. Just a bit take me September, August. What I say because nipa bebre nneema fe na ngrofo nneema makofaba.
Mami Ifwa, a trader in grains, cereals, and other groceries, echoed similar sentiments.
Most of us have things in stock like old stuffs. So with that, we can't reduce the prices unless we import new ones. My friend said the dollar no rate no about from no ebeka no. But as at now, with the old stock, we are still holding on the same price.
The traders also affirmed claims by the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana that prices of some commodities are beginning to decline, but were quick to add that the reductions are marginal.
Previously, sugar na metal 1 bag 740 cedis. But this year ebi mo unya the first price. Uko other shop a bit me na 660. Uko baby a bit me na 640. Into with sugar there, ne boa ba from kakra.
Formerly, some of the rices 110, now it's 100. Some is 90, now it's 85, 80.
Although there hasn't been any significant reduction in the prices of goods and services at the retail market, the local traders here at the Makola and Okanshi market are hopeful that perhaps in the coming days or weeks the narratives may change. For Channel 1 Business, I am Emmanuel Opong.
So you heard Doris and Emmanuel Kumasi Accra respectively. So let me come back to the studio. You were with the Minister for Trade. Obviously this was discussed. Who was in the meeting and what was the conclusion?
Well, before, with AG, I was there, the president, Ahim Dake. I was represented by Sami Agri.
So your vice?
My executive secretary. Was there. And then Dr. Bin was there himself.
Oh, Mr. Bin was there.
Dr. Bin was there.
Okay.
The meeting happened to have been very short because the minister called us, it was in the night yesterday, that at 10 o'clock the meeting. Then she came back that, it should be 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
By the time we got there, she said she was going somewhere busy. So
she had to go to Abuja.
Exactly. So 15 minutes meeting, and so it's just...
Very short.
Very short. And basically to find out what we are doing to ensure that prices will reduce in the marketplace and then all that. So that was...
okay, since you were not there physically, let me ask Dr. Obing what happened in the meeting.
You go ahead.
Dr. Obing, so you were in this meeting, correct?
Yes, please.
Good. What happened? What was the conclusion?
The minister sincerely wanted to know why the prices are not reflecting the gains that we are having, and that we should find a solution to that. And so AGI was there, Bita was there, Fabak was there, and we all came to consensus that all that we need is sustainability, and that people are being doubtful, like we're talking about, and that if you have the, we are able to sustain, government do its work and sustain, prices will adjust automatically, and the market forces itself will determine the price. But there also, we also told the minister about our challenges that we have in, because in the market, we have two sets of traders. The one who deals directly with the forest, that's the importer, and then the retailer who does not deal directly with the forest. So the importer has direct benefit as of now, and most of them have started reducing their prices. And then the retailer who will go to the importer to buy is having the old stock they are talking about. And so we said that naturally, when they sell some of their old stock and come and buy new one to replenish it, the price will also start showing at the retailer's end. And then we said that if we're able to sustain these gains and all that, we are damn sure that the full impact will show by 2 months' time. And that's what we all said, and we were all very positive. And then we let the minister know that definitely it has started showing. In fact, the market is so competitive that nobody can overprice himself out of the market. This gain is very significant. I've been saying. You say one woman said that she has been buying the goods on credit. If you bought the goods on credit and you are yet to pay, it means that it's a windfall profit for you, because the due date for payment, the dollar has come down. Correct. So we have to educate our members and all that. You know, people do LC. Most of the bigger companies and all that, about 80% they do letters of credit, and then about 180 days credit, 150 days, 120 days. And so if they imported the goods in January where the dollar was 16, it doesn't make any difference. The due date, that is now, you are having a windfall, because you are when the due date came, you are not going to use the 16 to pay the banks. And so these things are going to show. All that we need is that government, and then the consumers shouldn't be lazy. They should come to the market. But the market that we have is a consumer's market.
Okay.
So they should explore the market and find where they can get.
One of the women we spoke to in Accra said prices will only start reducing in September. I hope you heard that. You heard that.
I heard that.
Aye.
And she was the same person who was saying that you bought the goods on credit. You see, you bought the goods on credit, probably you haven't paid. And now you are lucky the dollar has come down. So you are at advantage. It's a windfall for you. And so we have to take our time to explain these mechanisms to them. That's why I told them that you can blend the old goods, the old stock with the new stock and strike a reasonable average. Me, I got some of my goods at the old price at 16. When I was calculating, I used 16.5 because I couldn't foresee what might come again. So I used 16.5. Now that the dollar has come maybe to about 13.5, I instructed my staff to use 14.5 to 15 dollars to make all my calculations, and so that I can break even for the two options that I have, and then pass on benefits to my consumers, because we are competing.
Okay.
If you do not, if you have the benefit and you do not transfer the gain to your customer, other people are going to do that because they are not going to wait for you.
Okay.
Because your prices are high. Yeah, the market is very responsive. We are in a competitive market, and that's why I'm taking my time to explain these workings to our
Yes.
members, so that they don't fall out of business because of the reduction of the forest.
Thank you.
It's possible that people can fall out.
Yeah, thank
if they
you.
do not
I want
do their thing.
I want Mr. Wuni to show me some price movements. A month ago, we had a radio show, and both of us were complaining about how prices were going up. I think this was March.
March, yeah.
And the fact that prices from October to December to January, February were just going too high. Cement, water dispenser, everything was going up. Now, you sent me something which I think my team can put up. You are saying that prices have started coming down. This is not statistical service. This is Awuni service. Good. So, guys, can you show me the numbers Mr. Awuni sent to you to see if we can discuss it, if you have it? Because good. Where did you find this thing from?
Well, these are average prices from my members.
Your members?
My members.
Perfume rice, 50 kg.
This perfume rice, this high-grade perfume rice, you will find out that there's a price reduction. So in April, it was 840. Go down to May, is 775. And then now the price difference is about 65 cedis. And then today, so the percentage difference is 7.7. And for
imported perfume rice is imported.
Largely, the rice eaten in the country is imported rice, high grade. And
so when you say wache rice,
the wache rice is like the cheapest.
And this is still imported?
Obviously imported.
I see.
That's the cheapest rice. And so you find a price trend, 720 in April, 650 in May, and then so the difference, 70 cedis savings. And then so the percentage difference is 9.7. And then sugar is down from 640 in April to 600 in May. So 40 cedis savings. And for pasta, spaghetti, you have from 120 to 110, just 10 cedis difference.
This is your calculations?
No, this is what from our wholesale point,
okay,
what we sell out to the retailers.
So sugar is 600 per what?
Exactly. These are 50 kilos.
50 kilograms.
These are 50 kilograms.
So pasta to 5.
Exactly.
Is that all or the other ones you have?
So there are a lot that well we can show.
Okay, I think you've shown.
Exactly, but
let's start from January. Perfume rice was 900.
Yeah.
It came to 880.
Yeah.
850
in February. 900 in January. 880 in February. 850 in March.
Are you sure?
And then today, 840. These are what we sell out to the women, to the people who come from Oka.
Because I know that in March, when we discussed this, prices were going up. So how they started?
No, this is what...
This is a wholesale price?
These are wholesale prices.
Okay, fair enough.
Bernard, you see, generally, there is... in March, when we discussed this issue, which I'm really very passionate about, there is a major problem about pricing in this country. Whether it is food items or whatever, the whole Ghanaian mind is that every day or every market day, prices must change. And so when you go outside the box of what we are discussing, every Wednesday, I send people to the market to buy goods.
Okay.
And each time you go to the market on a Wednesday, the price is different. Indeed, last week, we went and bought pona, yam. 1 tuber at 30 cedis. Today, when we went to buy it, it was 55 cedis.
Hey.
When we asked why, they said because of transportation, fuel cost. Nothing has happened to fuel.
Can you repeat what?
Punayam, today, last week, Wednesday, we went and bought it at 30 cedis.
And then today is what?
And today, it is 55 cedis. My driver is outside. He went to buy it, and he's a strong NDC person. It's a major.
And they say
person.
it's transport.
So it says the reason why it's transport. Punayam. Tomato in the market has last 2 weeks Wednesday, it was 100 cedis for a small paint container. Last 2 weeks Wednesday, 100 cedis. The week after it was 150. Today it is still 150. But the Navrango, the foreign one has come down to from 250 to 200 cedis. Plantain, roasted plantain, it has gone up from 5 cedis, a small slide. And many of you there who are here in the studio will bear witness that coffee broke man, which we used to call coffee broke man, you cannot eat roasted plantain less than 50 cedis. You will buy like 5 slices. It is now 7 cedis, from 5 cedis to 7 cedis. And peanut, in fact, I went and bought peanut last week on Monday, small container. I buy the plantain and I buy the peanut. And then it said 15 cedis. Today when I went, they told me the same roasted peanut is 20 cedis. What has happened? Bernard, from November to date, what we can see is that the cedi is appreciating. Fuel cost is largely stable. Yet, tipper truck, construction sand has gone up from where I live, Adenta, from 2,400 to 3,000.
Per trip?
Per trip. Quarry stones from 3,400 to 4,000. A box of tiles from 103 cedis in December, 230 cedis. So there is a whole trend. Even pepper sellers are talking about $1. Every day.
So what you're saying is that
for me,
a lot of products have not started coming down.
No.
So maybe the perfume rice, the wache rice, and the sugar
and
are
this
exceptions.
whole price reduction thing cannot remain within the domain of only food and beverage, Guta and whatever not. I told the Minister of Finance, and indeed they should take it very seriously. Just as they take the certain monetary policy, interest rates, and whatever serious, they should take this thing seriously and embark on a national campaign, because the Ghanaian doesn't have a mindset of reducing prices. Even rent, we have properties. Every now and then, rent, you wake up from 2-bedroom house, 2,000 cedis to 3,000. For what reason? The landlord just gives and say that rent, if you don't want, leave. So there's nothing that goes down in this country. That's how come the women in the market are having difficulty in just reducing the prices.
So what you are putting is actually an exception.
So this is I'm giving you wholesale.
Wholesale.
The direct importers. If you were to come to
but I get your point. So the things that you are saying are mostly retailers who are still excessively charged.
The people in the market say they will not reduce.
But the wholesalers are reducing.
At the point where
so this is a wholesale thing.
These are wholesale prices. Tomorrow, you can come to, I can show you warehouses you go and then you can buy, you can find out.
So it's the retailers who are cashing in.
They are cashing in and saying that no. Even though generally, because like Dr. Bin said, there's a trend. If you bought in the goods at 16 cedis, and then the Ghanaian market is still a credit market, so the goods are credit. But if you sell it and then you pay the 16 cedis, the peddler is going to buy at 13 cedis or 12 cedis to $1. So if you look at the net effect, you are not going to lose, more or less. The only caution the traders and business community are saying 60 days, 70 days. Yes, fine for old stock to go out of the market. That is one. Number two, but to also be sure that what you are doing, you don't do wrongly, because the market is a credit market. If you do mistake and price your goods as 12 cedis and give to the market, and the thing is hanging in the market for 1 month credit, and suddenly the exchange rate the cedi start losing grounds against the dollar. You can't go back to Agogboloshi or Malata market or Makola and tell them that increase your prices. What are sold to you, that's what are sold to you.
Wow.
So the retail ender will make the profit.
So the problem is the retail side.
The problem has to be a national campaign from the presidency down to all of us, even to the churches, that extortion is a complete sin.
Hey.
Unbridled price hikes is a sin in the Bible.
So let me get it straight. So even though sugar for 50 kg has come down from 640 to 600, if I go to some retailers, it will probably be higher than even 700.
It may be higher than 700. They'll tell you that it is old stock.
That's what they'll say.
They'll tell you it's old stock. Clearly. So what if they tell you old stock? How do you verify there's no old stock? Because Brennan, it is the interest of every businessman to turn their stock around so quickly. The goods that come in, we bring in goods on credit. and they give you a 1 month or 2 months credit. And so when you are holding the stock and saying that you are pricing your goods higher because you want to make supernormal profits, you will hit yourself, you will lose.
Okay, so let me take Dr. Obeng on 2 points. Dr. Obeng, Mr. Wuni is saying that on the wholesale side, prices have started coming down. So if prices are not coming down for consumers, it's the retailers who are benefiting. Do you agree?
Yeah, I wouldn't say they are benefiting, but I would also say that I want to ask a question. Now, the downward trend of the dollar at least have been persistent for about 6 weeks. Are they saying that they have still not sold after 6 weeks and then go and buy a new stock? That's the question that one have to ask. And so, whatever it is, you see a very smart person within them who have started reducing her prices. It means that he's going to get all the customers and all that. That's why I'm saying that people are responding. If wholesale prices have reduced, then it will trickle down to the retail. So it's a consumer's market. Let's exploit the market, know where the prices are responding and reward them. But definitely, I don't see. But one thing I should also ask the local manufacturing entities. But now, if they wanted Ghanaians to patronize their wear, they should have taken the lead.
Exactly.
Now, importers are taking the lead by reducing prices. Manufacturers are not reducing their prices. You were talking to me about cement prices and other commodities.
Cement prices have increased from 120 to an average of 130 for the 32.5R. And even today, I confirm that. So, in fact, in the past week, cement prices have gone up by 10 cedis. Were they at the meeting today?
AGI were there. AGI, yeah. And I asked them the same question. Why are you not responding? Because you want us to patronize your ways. Then there's a golden opportunity. They have to lead. And sometimes you have to ask these questions. Because they create the room for people to even travel outside to bring the goods.
Exactly.
Because this thing, I believe by now they should have taken the lead. Now, cement is going up, and you mentioned other things about 3 things that are now going up, where they don't have any reason to up the prices at this particular time. I've told you most of the transactions that these big companies do are all LC and all that. If they imported beginning of the year, the due date falls now that the dollar has come down, and it's windfall for most big businesses. Let's be patriotic. Let's respond, because the business that we do, we are doing with our consumers. The customers that we call, they are the consuming public. And so, if they are challenged with price hikes, they are unable to turn over for the business price on turnover. So if you want to be even competitive in the sub-region, there were a time that Mali were buying from us, Cote d'Ivoire were buying from us, Togo and Nigeria. Now we have ceded to our competitors. So it is not in our interest when we overprice ourselves. It will make us lose out of the competition. So it's very important to me that when we have golden opportunity like this, we do something so that the management of the economy will also say that traders have been responsive, manufacturers have been responsive, and so that they can do their best for all of us.
Let me take a short break. When I come back, I'll read some comments from some people, some of who are trying to explain why prices have not come down yet. Stay with us.
Fire pomudi ni agobio Ghana fu ni age efri say ya your local spices na ya frafra dia ya sankofa natural spice
me dey go me jollof mu ni me still ahodoma emanate dance
Stanley the barbecue the go on
sankofa natural spices and one you use 100% natural
Adofo, mamunye huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices. Didi.
FDA ejedi nkratu yatu.
Remember who we are seeing now. At risk of prostate enlargement. We a member or her 20 ebitimi prostate cancer. 5 bitimi afamu. Nadia ubefamu. Actually, this is not my fault. And to wada. Entina midi meniche Executive Prostate Center.
Executive Prostate Center is a unique medical center where we harmonize in-depth traditional medicine with cutting-edge science and technology to cure, to treat, and to prevent diseases like prostate enlargement, prostate cancer.
Executive Prostate Center. Madame home. Facilities no any professional medical care.
Sisi a bibia clear our system. Yen running so the natural into a cost of farmer.
Executive Prostate Center. My cured.
Welcome back. We're still trying to find out why prices have remained sticky downwards, and in spite of the fact that Cedi has appreciated. I'm going to read a very interesting story for you. February 27 this year, Janelle Dromensa wrote a story on City Newsroom. It says cement prices surge again as retailers cite import costs, right? And it says cement prices across Ghana are poised for sharp increases, with retailers planning to add approximately 9 cedis per bag starting Thursday, February 27. Some retailers have already implemented the new rates. Samuel Azu, a cement retailer, confirmed the impending price adjustment. Quote, "We have not yet increased the price, but this will take effect starting Thursday. From then on, any customer buying a bag of cement will need to pay 120 cedis." So this was end February into March. The price hike is essential because without it, we won't be able to restock. If you don't have the amount, you won't be able to buy cement in Tema or anywhere else in the country. The factories have explained that the government has raised port tariffs, as we explained. As we elaborated on the dependency on imported materials, stating, quote, "Since most materials used in cement production are imported, any increase in cost from the source directly impacts the final price." Another retailer, Bismarck Owusu-Tete, expressed frustration over the frequent price fluctuations and emphasized the need for stricter regulatory enforcement. Meanwhile, the Ghana Chamber of Industry, Construction Industry, has urged the government to intervene and stabilize the situation before it gets worse. The CEOs of the chamber, Emmanuel Cherry, stressed the government's role in addressing the issue. And then they also spoke a few other things. So it seems to me as though port charges have been cited, as of course the fact that their raw materials are imported. Now this is end of February of 120, now it's 130. To be fair, they didn't state the dollar then. Here's another one I got from a listener. In fact, before that, 60-day price adjustment window unfair to consumers. This is CATS International. So Apia Adomaku Kusi, who is the CEO of CATS International, says that the 60-day window granted to businesses by the GUTA and AGI to adjust prices in response to the recent appreciation of the Cedi is unfair. Speaking on Eyewitness News, Sami Kusi Adomaku argued that the 60-day window is overly generous to businesses and unfair to consumers. He stressed that businessmen often increase prices instantly when Cedi depreciates, sometimes even based on projected exchange rates, and therefore should not delay reductions now that the currency is gaining value. So those are two stories. Then somebody who is a car seller. Good evening, Bernard. I work with a major automobile company. We have vehicles that arrived and stocked around November last year. The exchange rate was very high at the time. With the current appreciation of the Cedi, if you reduce the prices, you will definitely run at a significant loss. Secondly, we are not sure of the sustainability of this trend. For now, For new arrivals, it's safe to reduce the prices. Okay, so those are a few points. I think we need to deal with the cement issue separately because they are not part of Guta and they are not part of Fabak. They are a different chamber, right?
I think it's just not only cement. Like I said, I have a problem with those goods that are clearly manufactured in this country. Say tiles.
Tiles.
Tiles is more, if I'm right, manufactured in the central region here, local tiles.
Yeah.
I've had occasions where I've even discussed this with some of the tiles sellers. And they said they don't really understand that. Some of them tell the government to go and talk to those Chinese people. Because we just sit there and they send prices, and then we don't understand why the prices are going up. The cedi is appreciating against the dollar, yet tiles prices are going up. What is the cost? Yet, fine, we've had electricity increment in our electricity tariffs beginning this 1st May. But aside from that, what exactly is the issue? Fuel has been quite stable. The major thing is the dollar, as the finance minister told me, and which I agree with him. So what is making tiles to go up? What is making cement to go up? You see, the same situations were playing out.
The port, can we say the port tariffs? Or the tariffs also not nominated? So it's not.
Port tariffs are there facing as Fabak. The food and beverage, whatever tariffs are facing the cement people, the same tariffs are facing all importers. Nothing has changed about the tariff structure at the ports for now. What basically is that even if there's anything, if those who imported goods in January would have paid duty at a certain exchange rate higher than those who brought in February, same as those who brought in March and to April and then May, but because the cedi is gaining strength against the dollar. So clearly that excuse does not work. When the Honorable K.T. Hammond held the cement people and came out with that and said, you cannot increase prices unless you come and give us an explanation. I don't think that committee is wiped out. The committee is still there. So have they gone to explain why? That cement, cement is the lowest, the cheapest one, or one of the brands was 76 cedis. Today that brand is 100 cedis.
Wow.
And it's even another one that was 100 is now 120, 100. So you see a complete trend. The same thing, an upward adjustment in terms of tiles. What explanation is it? First, when you ask them, why is this going up, they say the dollar. Now the dollar is losing strength against the cedi, and yet we are still increasing the prices. And that's for where I say that there's unbridled price increases in the country. And the mindset of the Ghanaian is that we must adjust prices every day. Each time we go out, you increase the price. That's how come the peanut seller who sells plantain on Monday sold that peanut to me at 15 cedis. Today, 20 cedis. Nothing has changed. So basically, Bernard, we have a challenge, and the government has thought out of the box for the first time. They always think that, oh, it is economic distance, let's sit down, do mathematics, put some distance, and then ensure that there's stability, interest rates is going up, inflation targeting, and whatever. No. What they have the government has done for the first time to meet businesses and explain to them and then try to persuade them to reduce prices is something that if the government can hold on to that sustainably, eventually, we will see enormous gain to the consumer in this country, and we will reacculturate the mindset of the Ghanaian about this issue of everyday prices must go up. Everyday prices.
You know what's funny? A year ago, tomorrow, 15th May, 2024. Fabak calls for national dialogue
for thinking out of the box and meeting businesses. Since 2000, I've had the privilege of meeting every finance minister on these economic issues and whatever not. Nobody has ever appealed to businesses, say that just try and let prices go down. Each time they are threatening that they are going to ban imports or they are going to sabotage your business and call you all kind of names. This time around, this man is not calling names. He's saying that, listen, this is what I have done on the part of government. What can you people do also collaboratively so that together the country can benefit? This is outside the box thinking. And we all have bought into it, and we'll do whatever we can to ensure that whatever gains the city is making against the dollar will reflect in the pockets of the
Mr.
consumer.
Dr. B, before you go, final question to you. How long do you hope to see the city strengthening? And how many weeks do you want this to go on before you can be convinced that this is really happening? 6 weeks is enough. It's a long time. But by which period do you hope to say this should continue? Then we can conclude.
Okay. So if you understand what stability is, let's talk about Dubai. You see, Dubai is not that their rate is going down, but it's that their rate is almost at the same place. So it's not about even it going down and down and down, but even stabilizing it at a point where sometimes it can go up as well, but negligible differences can be accepted. You understand? And so, for me, if I want stability, this is the way I see it. That we have to find a way to stabilize it in a manner that we can predict and forecast. If there are some variations here and there, it shouldn't be that much, and that we can thrive with that, and then it will bring down inflation. It will also bring down the interest rate. This is how business operates. Business operates under this same environment that we are trying to create. And so, for me, I cannot say I want it for 3 months. No, I want to have, I want to be able to predict at all times. And I know that the rate can go up at times. I know the rate can go down at a particular time, but it shouldn't be very scary differences. It should be very moderate and normal differences. Yeah.
Let me read a few comments as we wrap up. Good evening. I'm enjoying the discussion. Foodstuffs will not come down because this time is cultivating season. So the commodities like yam, vegetables, and the like will take time to come down. Bernard, we are asking businesses to reduce prices. What about the government or public services or charges that they have not reduced? Cost of gazetting, roadworthy renewal, vehicle insurance, etc. have all not come down. Very interesting point. Tariffs have not come down yet, even though fuel prices have stabilized. Bernard, I know a farmer who sells 4 coconuts for 2 cedis and just brings them from the bush to town, and they sell one for 7 cedis. Recently, a friend went to the market to buy plantain. The initial price given to the market woman was 240 cedis, but my friend ended up buying it at 100 cedis. The extortion by traders is the reason we are struggling. I think it's time we found a way of controlling prices of commodities. This can be achieved where items purchased by weight and not by sight. Sylvester from Michelle Camp. So we should have a weighted system of selling, not by sight.
Yeah.
Good evening, Bernard. Price of cement currently at the age is 130 cedis, even though the cedi has appreciated. Of course, you are confirming the point I'm making. Good evening. I really don't understand, as a nation like Ghana, we don't have the policies regulating price of goods and services. Everyone does anything that pleases him or her. Why is this the case? Good evening, Bernard. The issue of price regulation must be taken seriously in this country. A lot of market women are constantly exploiting consumers. There must be a national campaign on price regulation in Ghana. Some traders are just too insensitive. There should be a strict regulation to ensure fairness in the price of goods and services. Thank you. More comments. Bernard, tell Prof that Mali, South Africa, and other countries produce gold. In fact, Cote d'Ivoire is the leading producer of cocoa, and yet their currencies aren't appreciating as much. So this is Muliu from Kumasi Tafo. All right. Beyond the currency, what else needs to change for prices to come down? The currency is appreciated. What else?
Very well. That's a very great question. Bernard, let me give you a very practical example. There was a particular regime in this Fourth Republic where they put a quota on goods, that before you can import the certain product, you need to before you can import a particular product, you need to come and get a permit to import it. So quota system. And this quota system, the politician made so much money from this quota system. So at that particular point, maybe if you want to import 1 ton of the product, they tell you that, okay, you want to import 1 ton, then you pay $20 for us so that we can give you a quota to import 1 ton. You want to import 1,000 tons, so 20 times 1,000. And what happened is that, yes, so when I pay the $20 per ton, I transfer it to the consumer. So at that particular time, where the product price was supposed to be like 40 cedis per box, it ended up turning up to be 46, 45 because the corruption. I'm trying to make a point that what also informs pricing in this country is corruption. Because whatever money a politician extorts from you is added to the consumer. If you come and then say, I'm going to give you permit to do this and this and this and this and this, and then so I need a kickback, I'm going to give you a quota to do this and whatever cost I pay to you, it will add it. And this is fact. The number 2 is the regulatory authorities. They also come in with unbearable charges, fees. And that is something at the blind side of costing. The consumer. So, well, if FDA come out with something, Standards Authority come up with something, EPA comes up with something, and those regulatory authorities, they can just carry a fees reviews at the blind side of people and send it to Parliament. And then they find something, and then so to say parliamentarians, then before you realize the thing has been passed, and they tell you that the new fee is from, you pay this amount of money. And when, yes, I will pay, but that will go back to what? The consumer. So number 1 is the corruption. Number 2 is statutory authorities unbridled increases in their fees and levies. Then number 3 is basically the tariff structure at the port. Today, I am happy that, yes, in my meeting with the finance minister, he talked about the fact that in the November budget, we will see good news because they have completed work with the IMF, and clearly there will be something in the rationalization of the tariff structure and whatever not. We are praying that it comes through. So if the tariffs are well adjusted downwards, indeed the tariff rate is very, very high. And that's what has made the Ghana ports uncompetitive. And people are now bringing goods through Togo. My family normally, we bring in some small goods for the family every year. And then we clear it straight from the port. The shipper this time round, shockingly, took the thing through Togo to Ghana. I am praying that the government of the day will reverse this trend and make Ghana port the ultimate destination of
Let me end with a few comments. Good evening, Bernard. Cement price is selling at 135 cedis in the Upper East region. So it's even higher than 130.
Higher than 130.
Osain Sunyani says, there have been times that sellers would increase their price when you are standing in the shop. Reason, new price. They don't complain about old stock. Many Ghanaians are just selfish. I like what Mr. Wuni is saying. Hi, Bernard. Traders do not have to wait for new stock to reduce price. With the Cedi appreciation, the Cedi gains a higher value. Hence, immediate price reduction does not lead to loss for the trader. Steven from Takrade. Just imagine this. This person sent me prices effective Monday, April 14 for Ghana Publishing Company gazetting application, MMDA, as fee filing. It says most of these increments were as a result of the dollar or cost of living in general. Public offices too must show the way. So a lot of questions around this issue. Then there's a final interesting one from a friend who works in an OMC, and I think I'll end with this. It says, Bernard, we the OMCs have been reducing our price. I hope the media houses will also reduce your advertising rates. Well, thank you very much. Dr. Obin, final comments. Thank you for being on the show. Just your final comments for the people of Ghana before you go.
Okay, so to add with Mr. Awini, my brother, he forgot to mention the VAT. We have to revise the VAT. We have to restructure. The cascading effect of a VAT is one major factor of costing, and is not affecting it positively. And the finance minister promised that they are going to form a task force to work on this. And we haven't gotten any meeting to that effect for us to make our input. So they should fast track on it before the November budget, as Awuni is talking about.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph, for being president of GUTA. Earlier, we had Dr. Richmond Etuahini, who is a banking consultant and an economist. And in studio, I had my good friend, John Awuni, who is the chairman of FABAG, who are wholesalers of foods and beverages. Manufacturers and wholesalers of foods and beverages. We have an Agri Fair in June. I want to invite your members. We don't want processed, we want raw food. So you have maize, you have rice, you have chicken, you have fish. Come and sell.
We have manufacturers, Aqua Fresh, Kalipu. They are our members.
Well, I hope to see you there. Thank you very much, Mr. Awuni. Thanks for watching. So please, let's keep thinking and talking economics, and let's hope that the economy does better so that people's lives can improve. My name is Bernard Avle. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.